to be here talking to our guest, Robin, who is going to share a little bit with us about her career for our Career Snapshot series. So welcome, Robin. And
hey, Robin.
To get started, I would love, Robin, if you wouldn't mind sharing what your career path is and a little bit about what it means to do the work that you do.
Sure. So thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Leah. I am a registered dietitian, and I guess I also have a background in culinary arts. I went to school for culinary arts and then took the nutrition route after that. And so currently I'm working as a private practice dietitian. That is completely new to me. I just started this year, right before the pandemic hit. So it's been good because I'm able to start my business a lot slower, which is giving me more time. So I don't feel like I'm nervous about doing anything. I don't feel rushed. I feel like I have plenty of time to just get comfortable with it, which has been really nice, and I'm fortunate for that. But yeah, so I counsel people on eating healthier. A lot of people might have some chronic disease states like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes. Those are some big ones associated with just our standard American diet. But other people just might want to just eat healthier for athletic performance or just lose some weight. I help people with all of those things. And I think I bring a little bit something extra because of my culinary background. So if people are looking to cook something, I can definitely help them make it a lot easier. Or if they want to substitute ingredients in something, like let's say they love their lasagna recipe, but I think they have high cholesterol, I want to help them out a little bit extra. I'll say, you don't have to give it up. Let's just do some easy swaps so that you can still have your favorite things. Because I think that's very important. And I don't ever tell someone to eat exactly the way I eat. Instead, I try to go off of what they like to eat and then just find things that work for our plan to get them healthier and then their tastes. So that's kind of what I do as a dietitian. And a lot of the other jobs are mostly in hospital settings, in a clinical setting. And I have been always looking for that alternative job because I think there's a lot more personal one-on-ones when you work outside of the hospital. So that's been my goal, and I'm finally starting it.
What's the name of your business?
So I work for a company called Nutrition in Motion.
It sounds like you have an interesting educational path to the work that you're doing too. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. I didn't really plan any of it, to be honest with you. It was all kind of on a whim. I decided that I should probably go to college, right? Like a lot of people. And I liked food, So I decided to go to culinary school on a whim, not really thinking about the future, just knowing at that age, Food Network was all the rage, and Emeril Lagasse was on there, Rachel Ray. And I thought, that looks fun. They're happy. They're cooking. I think cooking's pretty cool. So I kind of got into it with that mindset. And at my university that I went to Johnson & Wales University, they have a 4-year program so that you can actually get a bachelor's. A lot of culinary schools just give you like a certificate. So if you decide not to be a chef, like I did not decide to be a chef, you kind of don't have anything to fall back on. So I chose my school so I can at least get a bachelor's degree in something. And my options were nutrition or restaurant management. And I thought nutrition sounded really fascinating. I've always been curious about eating healthy because I was an athlete playing volleyball my whole life. I'm now a runner. And I didn't really know anything about how to eat. So I thought that would be really cool if I could cook healthy too, like bonus. So that's what I was going to do, is just be like a really healthy chef. That was my goal. I actually didn't know what a dietitian really was until my 3rd year of school. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't have a lot of loved ones that were in hospitals or anything. I was never in a hospital that I met a dietitian. So once I learned what it was all about, I thought that would be cool if I was an expert on all health and nutrition and had a culinary background. So it's kind of a strange way to go about it all, but I actually fell in love with nutrition as I was going to school for it. So
that's fantastic.
Robin, what had, I guess, throughout this journey of culinary school and, your work in nutrition, like what brings you joy? And what do you love about the work that you're doing?
So what brings me joy is I love when people take my advice. I know that sounds like so funny, but it brings me joy when people just try it, right? Like if you give someone advice, and sometimes you tell your mom or your dad what to do and they don't listen to you, right? It's family. But when you tell someone, like, just trust in me, just believe me when I say you need to eat more of this or cut out this, and just try it, and they do it, they comply. I think compliance is like my favorite thing, because then they come back so happy. They're like, wow, it really did work. And what's hard sometimes is if people just try like this much of what you say and then say, oh, it's not working. And I'm like, but try it. Just really full-heartedly just give it a go. What do you have to lose, right? You've been doing what you've been doing the same way your whole life. And I'm giving you a new thing to try. Just try it out. That brings me joy. Just seeing people happier, because I've struggled with food my whole life. I mean, I think we all have had times where we don't know what to eat. We don't know why we're feeling sluggish all the time, why we're so bloated, like all these little issues that we have. And to make somebody happy by taking that pain away or reversing something or getting them off of medication, it just feels so good. So I think that's what brings me joy in my work.
I have a question, Robin. This isn't in our usual questions, but I'm really fascinated by what you do. So I eat a completely plant-based diet, and I've been doing that for a while now, but I've done a lot of research on that. I would love to hear what you think, and if you feel like that's what you guide people towards, or do you do that yourself? What are your thoughts on it?
So that's funny, Leah. So Leah and I don't know each other too well yet, but yes, Leah, I am 100% plant-based as well. I've been doing that now a little over 4 years, and I found that by accident as well. I do a lot of research after school was over, just researching, reading books, and I thought that plant-based was the way that I should go as well. So I just did it for my own health, and I feel great, and I make all my recipes plant-based as well. So if you can see my recipes.
Oh, cool.
I make things that you would think like, oh, I can't have lasagna anymore. Yes, you can. And I'll show you how you can have it again. I can't have pizza anymore. Yes, you can. This is how you should have it. So I didn't give up anything. I just kind of swapped things out. My favorite dinner is a veggie burger and fries. Like, and I don't miss like the real meat or anything. I have my own flavors and spices in my burgers that are fantastic. But at Whole Foods,
I love this woman, Sabrina.
Yeah.
2 hours. Oh, yeah. So yeah, Robin.
Diet is so good. And I wouldn't say like, I don't want anybody out there to say, oh, I can't go see her. She's going to make me eat plant-based. And that's not the case. So my goal is always to increase the amount of plants people eat. And I've had a lot of success with people that want to go all the way, that say, I'm going to try it because if you say that's the best way to go, I'm going to try it. And I've had people have huge success. I'm talking about reversing diabetes, getting off medication, plummeting their blood pressure and cholesterol back to normal levels that they'd never seen in their life. But if they don't want to go all the way, that's okay. And I will definitely help somebody and coach them towards a more plant-based diet. As long as they have more, whole grains, beans, fruits, and vegetables on their plate, I'm happy. And they usually do improve drastically. And I think plant-based is an easier word than saying the word vegan. So I do like to say plant-based because it sounds a little less crazy, I guess, to some people. But people already eat plant-based and they don't know it. So like, surprise, French fries are plant-based, they're potatoes, or surprise, your oatmeal for breakfast, that's plant-based. You're doing it already. And I think when we start to normalize it, people are like, oh, well, I love, pasta and sauce. Well, great. That's a plant-based meal. We got one, So I do like to educate them on that, because then it's less scary when they see that they already are eating plant-based foods. And all I do is recommend just having a few days where they just cut out some animal products.
That's great to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, more to come with Robin. Like I said, we could talk for hours, and she is just a wealth of knowledge. So what type of advice or, what words of wisdom could you provide to either someone who's wanting to enter the field of nutrition or a client who's wanting to start their nutrition journey, or better health journey?
Sure. So for someone that wants to become a dietitian, that maybe knows what they want to do before they start going to school like I did, I think it's really important, and maybe you probably agree with me because I've talked to you about this, Sabrina, finding a mentor, just finding someone that's doing the job already, right? So yeah, you should definitely talk to somebody who's doing that job currently and find out how they got there. Because yeah, if somebody asked me, my path was definitely different than the average, but I also wonder if I would have turned away from the field of nutrition just because so many of the jobs out there were not in private practice, and I did not enjoy inpatient clinical type of nutrition. So I don't know if I would have been swayed away from trying, but I'm glad I stuck with it, because these jobs are harder to find, but worth it if you are willing to put in the work and to wait for it to happen. So I would definitely find somebody that's doing the job that you want to do and ask how they did it. Then for clients that are looking to do this kind of thing, find a referral from a friend, right? If you have a dietitian that someone's saying that they really like, maybe ask them. and then do kind of what you're saying. Call a few of them, ask for a consultation for 15 minutes to see if you mesh, because I think there's so many dietitians out there that are wonderful, but they all have different styles. So, not everybody wants to eat more plants or whatever, right? If that's what I'm pushing on them, maybe they find somebody that's a little different that, fits their needs. But I think we're all so different, but very similar. We all want to help you, right? We all want you to do well. But there's so many different paths you can take and so many different opinions from dietitians. And I just think find someone you mesh with as a client. I think that's important to trust your dietitian and to want to talk to them. Right.
A lot of what you said, I think probably resonates for me and Sabrina, because as therapists, it's the same thing. When you're searching for a new therapist, like talk with multiple people, see who you mesh with. You said something before about connecting with clients. I think you said, like, why not just try it? And you feel really rewarded when something you offer, so that really, those things all go hand in hand with therapy too. And in a way you are doing counseling. Yeah. So, and also just quick plug, and we can put a ribbon up above, maybe Sabrina, but we have a mentorship series too, where we talk about how to get a mentor, how to work with someone. So check that out too.
Yes. And now, okay, the favorite time, at least for Leah and I, we spur these questions on our guests, and it's always fun to see their reaction. So, Leah, I'm going to let you do the honors of the final question.
Okay. Well, this is even more exciting to ask Robin because of her career. So if you were some sort of potato chip, and you can define potato chip however you want, what flavor would you be?
I will go with a regular potato chip. Like, as far as I'll be a potato chip, and my flavor. So my favorite pizza, and I just found out recently that other people have my favorite pizza, which I thought was unique, but I guess I'm not, is a jalapeno pineapple. And I think those flavors go so good together, and I've never seen it really on a potato chip. And I love spicy and I like sweet as well. So I would try that one out.
In an air fryer, I assume?
In the air fryer. Jalapeno pineapple air fried potato chip.
Oh my gosh, Robin, we have the idea now for your next video.
Yes, yeah.
So what we could dehydrate jalapenos and pineapples and then powderize it, right? Make it to powder. And then I can sprinkle it on some potato chips and see if it's good.
Yeah, so you'll have to, we'll have some testing. Stay tuned. I cannot say how much of a pleasure it has been to all be in the same virtual room together.
I agree.
Even though I've had many conversations with Robin during our long runs about what she does, I have learned so many new things today, and I'm just so, grateful that I have such an amazing, I don't know what they call it nowadays, tribe, community, of just really great people who all have amazing things to share. So I hope that you all enjoyed it. Robin and Leah, thank you so much. And please, check out Robin's stuff and stay tuned for more content.